Have you ever found yourself just staring at a German menu and it might as well be written in an alien language? Or maybe you're getting ready for a trip and you want to order something more exciting than just, ein Bier. Well, you are in exactly the right place. We're about to give you all the keywords you need to walk into any German restaurant and order like a pro.
Seriously, think of this as your linguistic passport to one of the most delicious adventures you can have. Just knowing a handful of phrases can totally transform your trip. It turns a simple meal into a real, genuine connection with the culture. So where do we even begin? Well, with the most important phrase of them all.
Okay, first things first. This is the one you're going to hear absolutely everywhere right before people start eating. Guten Appetit. Go ahead, try it with me. Guten Appetit. It's just the German way of saying enjoy your meal, and it's such a simple, friendly way to kick things off. So now that we wished each other a good meal, let's actually figure out how to get one.
Right. Before we can even start dreaming about menus and ordering food, we gotta know how to talk about those basic feelings that get us thinking about food in the first place. It all starts right here. So the word for hunger is der Hunger. Pretty easy to remember, right? And if you want to say, I am hungry, you say, ich bin hungrig. And if you're thirsty, the word is der Durst. And to say I am thirsty, it's ich bin durstig. So you've got hunger for food and Durst for a drink. See? We're already on our way.
Okay, so you figured out that you're hungrig or durstig. What's next? Let's take a little walk through the main meals that make up a typical day in a German-speaking country.
The whole day is really broken up into three main meals, which are called die Mahlzeiten. So in the morning, you have das Frühstück, that's your breakfast. Then the big midday meal is das Mittagessen. And for dinner, it's das Abendessen. Hey, did you catch that little trick? The word essen, which means food or to eat, is literally sitting right there inside the words for lunch and dinner. That's a handy little clue. Now, let's switch gears. Imagine you're not eating out this time. Instead, you're heading to a German supermarket to get some groceries. And this is where it gets really fun, because you're going to start seeing some pretty big regional differences.
So you're in the vegetable aisle, that's das Gemüse, and you'll spot some familiar faces. You've got die Kartoffel for potato, die Tomate for tomato, die Karotte for carrot, and die Pilz for mushroom. But hang on a second, because a couple of these are about to change on you depending on exactly where you are. And here we go, our first amazing example of just how different German can be from place to place. Take the potato. In Germany, it's die Kartoffel. But as soon as you pop over the border into Austria, you'll need to ask for der Erdapfel. And get this, that literally translates to earth apple. How cool is that? An earth apple. And believe it or not, the exact same thing happens with tomatoes. In Germany, it's die Tomate, sounds a lot like our word, but in Austria, it's der Paradeiser, which comes from the phrase paradise apple. So let me get this straight, in Austria, you can eat apples from the earth and apples from paradise? I love it. All right, let's wander over to the dairy section, or die Milchprodukte. Most of these are going to look pretty familiar. Die Butter, der Käse, der Yogurt. But then we get to cream, die Sahne. And guess what? It's got its very own regional story to tell. Now, this is just a fantastic little snapshot of how diverse the German language really is. In Germany, you'll order your coffee with Sahne. But in Austria, you've got to ask for Obers. And then over in Switzerland, it's called der Rahm. It's just wild. 3 countries, all speaking German, but 3 totally different words for cream. You absolutely cannot go to a German-speaking country without stopping at a Bäckerei. I mean, it's a must. Inside, you'll find das Brot, which is bread, and der Kuchen, which is cake. But the humble little bread roll, das Brötchen, is probably one of the best examples of regional words you'll find anywhere. Okay, pay close attention, because this one is huge. In most of Germany, you'll ask for a Brötchen, which adorably means little bread. But if you go to Vienna, you absolutely must ask for the Semmel. And in Switzerland, they use their own cute little ending, li, so it becomes das Brötli. Our next stop is the butcher shop, or die Metzgerei. Here you'll find das Fleisch, that's meat in general, the world-famous Wurst for sausage, der Schinken for ham, and das Huhn for chicken. And, yep, you guessed it, that last one has a few variations too. So in Germany, you might see it listed as das Huhn or das Hähnchen. But in Austria, especially if you're getting a delicious roasted chicken, it's called das Händel. And then over in Switzerland, you can really see that French influence because they call it das Poulet. All right, we've done our grocery shopping, now let's go out for a proper meal. So, how do we handle ourselves in a restaurant, or as it's sometimes called, a Gaststätte? The whole process is actually pretty straightforward. Ideally, you start by reserving a table. Einen Tisch reservieren. Then, once you're there, you'll get the menu, die Speisekarte. Then comes the fun part. You bestellen, which means to order. And finally, when you're all full and happy, it's time to bezahlen, or pay. Just remember those key verbs: reservieren, bestellen, bezahlen. Now, on that Speisekarte, you'll probably see the meal broken down into courses, or die Gänge. The appetizer is the Vorspeise, which literally means the before dish. Your main course is the Hauptspeise, which translates to the head dish. And for dessert, you can either say die Nachspeise, the after dish, or just the familiar das Dessert. So you've ordered, you've eaten, and hopefully it was incredible. But how do you actually talk about it? Let's get you set up with a few must-know words to describe all those flavors. Okay, let's start with the big two. For something sweet, like a piece of that amazing cake we saw, the word is süß. See that S-U-S character? It just makes a sharp S sound. And for something tart, like a lemon, it's sauer, which sounds an awful lot like our word sour, doesn't it? So we have süß and sauer. If your food tastes like it's been to the sea and back, you'd say it's salzig. And for a flavor like really dark coffee or maybe a strong beer, you'd use bitter. That one is super easy to remember. Salzig and bitter. Now, if your dish has a bit of a kick to it, you can say it's scharf, which means spicy or hot. And maybe the most important word of all, if you absolutely loved your meal, the perfect word to use is lecker. It means delicious, and trust me, it's a compliment that any chef or home cook will be absolutely thrilled to hear. So there you have it. From knowing you have hunger and thirst, to confidently ordering ein leckeres Händel, and even knowing the crucial difference between a Brötchen and a Semmel, you are officially equipped to start your culinary adventure. The only real question left is, what are you going to order first? Guten Appetit.